Deadlock, a game which opened up its doors for invite-only closed beta testing in late summer of 2024, is a hero-based, multiplayer online battle arena set in 1940s New York that sees a cast of supernatural monsters, agents, and even gods team up to complete a ritual, summoning a deity known as patrons. Today, we look at McGinnis, head of the Fairfax Industry Military R&D Department. She wields a machine gun and uses turrets and walls, which she can create to support her allies and hold down positions to the benefit of her team. Described as a notorious misanthrope, not much is known about why she participates in the ritual, but it's probably not good. We'll break down her stats, strats, and abilities to give you all the information you'll need to gun your way to victory. At 700 base HP, scaling plus 52 every boon, she's in the middle of the road when it comes to base HP. And with 2 stamina, she sees a lower mobility potential than most others in the game. McGinnis' weapon of choice is called Services Rendered, a massive Gatling gun that increases its fire rate the longer it shoots, doing 77 damage per second and has a fall-off range of 58 meters. Mini Turret is McGinnis' first ability, which sees her deploy a turret that shoots enemies, dealing spear damage over time. The turrets gain 10 HP per boon, and they deal reduced damage to troopers and objectives. All upgrades see positive bonuses like applying a 25% movement slow, attack range and fire rate increases on the second, and more than double the DPS on the last. A staple of her character which allows you to reinforce any position you choose. Medicinal Spectre is McGinnis' second ability, which sees her deploy a spirit that provides healing and stamina recovery to nearby allies. The first upgrade seeing a 35% fire rate amp on anything healed by Medicinal Spectre, and the last giving a 3% max health regen per second. This skill further reinforces the areas you want to lock down, while also giving you the ability to provide decent sustain to your team. Spectral Wall is McGinnis' third ability, which sees her create a wall that divides the terrain in half. On creation, the wall deals damage and applies a slow to nearby enemies. The first upgrade removing 1 stamina from any enemy that it hits, and also amplifying the damage that McGinnis does on those enemies by 15%. The last adding a stun to enemies hit by Spectral Wall, further increasing the CC that this ability provides. This is one of the best area of denial tools you can use to split teamfights or isolate enemies for easy kills. Heavy Barrage is McGinnis' ultimate ability, which sees her unleash a volley of rockets that home in on target locations. This ability has a minimum range, and McGinnis is slowed and unable to use stamina while channeling. The first upgrade applies a 30% movement slow to anyone hit by the ability, and the last seeing the damage per rocket and spirit scaling doubled. A great skill you'll use to turn yourself into an extremely oppressive artillery piece. Now that we've talked about McGinnis' abilities and their upgrades, let's talk about how to utilize her kit to break down the competition. McGinnis is a defensive powerhouse. She can plant herself in good positions and bolster them to the point where no one can contest her. But she can also trap people really effectively with her wall, or split teamfights in half if it's used correctly. She keeps everyone alive with her extremely potent AoE bot, and her ultimate is an insane area of denial tool that can just straight force teams away with pure destruction. Just be careful not to let enemies get too close when channeling, or you can find yourself in an unescapable position due to your lack of mobility. McGinnis is best when paired with heroes who can secure kills and love to roam. Thus, allies like Calico and Lash are not only able to secure kills off of your massive pressure that you apply in lane, but are able to move across the map in a moment's notice, providing crazy pressure. On the opposite, heroes like Doorman and Pocket are extremely hard to lock down and have decent amounts of AoE to break your turrets, blowing up your position and forcing you into limited options that will make your job more difficult. When itemizing McGinnis, early, Look to grab items like monster rounds and healing booster to give you crazy lane pressure that few heroes can match, most of the time leading to early tower kills. Mid. Shift into items like Mystic Slow and Tesla Bullets to provide you and your turrets even more slow on spirit damage and give your gun a really solid spirit damage proc. Late. Look to grab items like Heroic Aura and Healing Tempo to boost the amount of healing you can provide, plus give extra fire rate and move speed amps to anyone and anything that you heal, along with a bullet resistance aura. An example of an endgame build would be something like Heroic Aura, Healing Tempo, Mystic Slow, Tesla Bullets, Rapid Recharge, Arcane Surge, Spirit Shredder Bullets, Suppressor, Ethereal Shift, Escalating Exposure, Spirit Resilience, and Spirit Rend. This build will give you all the items you'll need to grant huge buffs to you, your team, and your turrets, along with providing slows and resistance shred to enemies that will allow you to make quick work of anyone daring enough to fight you on your terms. Now that you have a great base of strategies and items you can use to make the most out of McGinnis, you too can build your way to victory. Tell me in the comments your favorite McGinnis builds and anything I might have missed. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and make sure you come back for a breakdown on our next hero, Mirage, a diplomatic bodyguard of a Jin ambassador.